guys? It's Saturday night. We're taking a break from our garage and we're invading someone else's garage in another episode of Garage Invasion. This is our buddy Fred. I think he's been in some episodes, but he definitely has, at the track. And this is his truck, 65 Mercury
M-100.
And if you guys haven't noticed, obviously there's a big old LS, well, a small LS in there. 6 liter. Big LS.
Big small LS.
A couple Turbskis on it.
What are they again?
7665.
Okay, they are.
Same as the Whack Shack Notch had originally. I think they're actually the same brand, possibly. Who knows?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're CX Racing. Guaranteed to make some kind of boost.
Stock internal wise, the engine, right?
Yeah, stock bottom end LQ9. And then I've got L92 cylinder heads on it and a Z06 cam. Oh, LS6 cam. L92 intake. 94-ish or 96 throttle body. Or we were talking about that. We're not totally sure. I can't remember.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a fuck you throttle body. The motor should have made like roughly about 400 without the Turbskis. I mean, I'd love to have a precision turbo, but I'm not fucking rich.
I mean, I have Borg Warners on my car, which I paid a lot more than I paid for my VS 7075. I don't know. They both look really nice to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't look at my VS Racing one and go, this is shitty. Like, this is nice. It's polished. It's nice. Everything spins good. Like, I don't know. And it was half the price of what the Borg Warner turbo was.
Borg Warner ones have a reputation, but
yeah.
I mean, maybe the VS Racing ones will later. Who knows?
I haven't heard anything bad about them. What gear do you have in the rear?
355. It's a used Mustang gear.
Oh yeah.
When I worked at the Ford dealership, somebody wrecked the Mustang, and the housing was bent on the diff, so they replaced it. And the guy just put a Ford Racing gear with
perfect,
like a Ford Motorsports gear with a Ford Motorsports posi in it, and Autopack covered everything. So there's this like housing laying out in the yard, so I went outside with the torch and cut the tube off, and then pulled the rear end apart because you couldn't get the axle out. It was that bad. Did a basic rebuild on it, put the Dorman 31 spline axles in it. The gear and posi were free.
Sweet.
Just fucking score.
And it has disc brakes too, that rear?
Disc brakes, yeah.
Oh, it does, yeah. Cool.
And a Watts link with the, I'm running a parallel 4-link in it, and the Watts link, so it's gonna corner.
So really, it's pretty much the same setup as the Hot Rod Garage truck then, right?
Yeah,
except you did it first, minus the frame.
I did it first, but I didn't finish it first. So.
Yeah.
Is there a bus?
Nice.
And they're actually comfortable.
Oh, nice.
And they weigh about like probably 5 pounds each.
Huh.
Of course, they don't recline or anything like that, but they don't move around, so you just put them in where you want them or put them on the racks that are in there.
Right.
Those Mustang buckets that are in there now, they're so fucked up that they're probably just going to go in the garbage, but I'm going to run these.
Cool.
Oh. They're just tacky enough for me.
No,
They had ones that have like fake leather on them, but they're kind of cheesy.
Different.
I like these because they're like,
Where's my pocket?
you know, they kind of look like a tuner car in some way.
Race bucket.
Stupid like that. Race buckets.
I thought when I put my Mustang in one of those pants from the US in Hawaii.
You'd probably just buy the parts for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. New foam, new seat covers.
Want them?
No, I don't know. I don't need them. Actually, they might. They would maybe.
Mustang
Cool.
seats in the S10.
Yeah.
They're nice
I can't
looking
put.
seats.
I was gonna put buckets in it, but I'm not allowed. That's a cool seat.
I'd ride
like I
that
said,
in
it just
my
needs
underwear.
to be recovered. That's all.
Yeah, and being a Mustang, you can just buy the covers.
Oh yeah.
I think they're like 68
You
Mustangs.
could probably get some decent money. So this transmission still has a speedometer?
No.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's digital.
Oh, okay.
The year before I had the speedometer.
Oh, okay.
So it's the factory cluster. And I just
Oh, nice.
cut all the back out of it.
Right.
Just put a digital speedo in it.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
get the wideband on this side and the boost gauge on that side.
Nice.
And then I can keep like the alternator light and the oil light,
Yeah.
which I'll actually hook up to the PCM. I'm gonna probably add an LED in here for the check engine light.
Yeah.
And it's got the high beam and the signals and shit.
Cool.
They just all
Yeah,
plug
that
back
looks
in.
nice.
Kind of wanted to keep it as original as possible. I was gonna keep the fuel gauge, but then I got the fuel cell from you guys on that
Yeah.
trade, and it doesn't have a fuel sender, so
Right.
fuck it.
So screw that, man.
Yeah.
Carry Jerry.
I'll just hope. I'll just get a jerry can and carry it
I was
around.
gonna say you got enough. You got a box, giant box. You can put a gas can back there, an extra one.
Brought it home and put like probably $3,500 worth of LMC truck parts in it, like the carpet and all that stuff. I bought a whole bunch of shit for it, and yeah, It just sat for 2 years while I had my business, and then when I was closing up, I sold it to Zach because he needed wheels. I sold it to him at a loss, like a big loss, and then he sold it back to me with all the parts that I bought put on it. So it was like I paid him when I bought it back to have put all the parts in for it.
Yeah.
So it worked out kind of good. That was the deal when I sold it to him. I'm like, if you ever sell this thing, you have to call me first.
Yeah.
And I did. And I bought it back. When I was wanting to do the turbochargers in the first place, all I said to Zach when we were talking about it, all I wanted to do is when I'm going 100 miles an hour, I want to be able to burn the tires off. And with like 215 or 225 like stock Crown Vic wheels on it, I think it's probably going to fit the bill. It's probably going to do it.
No doubt.
So
Especially
we'll
a pickup truck with no weight on the back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that with the S10. Just being able to burn the tires at will.
Yeah, at any speed.
I better order another set. Luckily, they're only like $100 a tire, so
Yeah.
as soon as spring comes, as soon as I get the truck out, I'm just gonna go to that place and order another set, like buy another set of tires.
radar
I'm just gonna
special.
keep picking junkyard piles. Like,
Well, yeah, you're perfect because
You gotta be proactive.
You gotta find a
with
lot
the
of Crown
tires.
Vics, right? And just swap wheels, tires, everything.
maybe one day I'll put sticky tires on it or something, but I don't know.
Sticky tires.
That's money.
Eat up horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to credit Zach on something else too. He's been talking me into putting a hoon handle in this thing. Like,
Oh yeah.
fucking lock up the back
Yeah.
brakes. So I'm gonna do it. It's like a Honda Civic master cylinder for the clutch,
Yeah.
and I'm hooking it up to the original clutch pedal because this thing was
Right.
was a
That's
stick
cool.
before. So I'm gonna hook it up
Yeah.
to the clutch pedal so you can just like stab the clutch.
That's gonna be weird to get used to, eh?
Yeah, it'll take a
Hit
little
the
bit.
clutch to.
But it might be good for staging it too, because you can just like
Well,
apply all the power to the back brakes.
Cletus McFarland does with his Corvette.
Is that what it is?
He has a like
He has
a,
the handle.
Yeah.
Oh
He
yeah.
has a handbrake, and so when he stages, he pulls the handbrake, and just releases and goes. Wow. And the clutch.
There's
but
no
I mean,
trans brake in his?
no, it's a standard.
Oh, that's right.
So to keep it from rolling out of the beams, right? He holds the handbrake, and then
Oh yeah.
you got the handbrake for drifting. I don't know. I've been thinking about putting one in my truck too.
What?
Do it.
Really?
Do it.
You heard it first here on Rob's.
Well, it's funny. I was looking
Rob's
on
a drifter.
I was looking on AliExpress, and they actually have like handbrake, like the master
Yeah.
cylinder and the handbrake and everything, and they're pretty cheap. And I was like, fuck, maybe I should just buy one and put it in there.
So
It'll
are
look
you
cool.
sponsored by AliExpress?
Yeah, I should be.
They're like fucking $100.
Yeah, they're cheap. That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, maybe put that in there because it'd be fun. Like not necessarily for drifting, but even just for
Just for
having
hooning.
fun. Yeah,
Just
like
for hooning.
right, like
Oh yeah.
it'd
This
be cool to
poor
have
thing.
it in there.
This thing's gonna get shit kicked. Before I took the motor out, I broke both motor mounts doing a burnout.
Right.
So I dumped the clutch to do a burnout, and the truck just goes like jumping off the ground. I'm like, fuck, it's never done this before. Drove back over to my buddy's place, and I popped the hood, and the motor was like this. Both motor mounts broke. It's just gonna continue living that life.
So you could have it done, and you could be a power cruise in August.
Yeah.
Lots is gonna be there this year.
What?
Yeah, it's bringing in that yellow 57.
Yeah, that's pretty
God,
crazy.
And this thing would be perfect for power cruise. You could drift it,
Apparently,
burn out it.
apparently they're focusing on the burnout competition.
Well,
this year.
I'm not gonna say.
You know who it's gonna be? I fucking guarantee it. It's gonna be Farm Truck and Asian. Because they went to the Australian.
I know.
power
Well,
cruise
see,
and did
that's
that
the thing.
burnout
Like
contest.
Lutz came, right? Like went to Power Cruise in Australia a couple times now, and now he's coming to Power Cruise USA. So then I'm like, oh, like maybe Farm Truck. Why wouldn't they come? They go all the way to Australia to race and do burnouts and blah blah blah. Why wouldn't
Yeah,
they come?
Minnesota's
to,
not that fucking
yeah, why
far.
wouldn't they come to Minnesota? Like it's a good time, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be awesome.
Yeah, this thing will be there. I don't know if it's going to be this year because I've got other
Yeah.
long distance plans going
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
So who knows? Maybe it'll be done and I can. That's not going to happen. it's just not going to happen this year. It had an accident at some point in the past, so like if you look at where the point is here on the bumper,
Right.
or on the sill pad, it's actually further forward on that side. And if you look where the fender tip is, and this is like, of course, I put the front end sheet metal on it, and I had already mounted the Crown Vic front end in it, and I was
Yeah.
like super meticulous. Like I got all the measurements perfect on this thing.
It's,
The Crown Vic front end is in straight, but then I put the sheet metal on it, and I'm like, fuck, is the front end crooked or is the frame bent or
Yeah, I
something?
can
Because
see
it's
it.
like, it's tight here,
And
and on
lots
that side
of-
there's
and
like a
lots of room
3-inch
in.
gap.
yeah, that's fucked.
So I started looking it over, and I'm like, oh yeah, the fender's all fucked up here. There's like a big hunk of Bondo that fell out from where they repaired it, and it's also got a big
Oh
wave
yeah,
here.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so
It's
like,
the fender that's pushed in, not the.
yeah, but you,
Boy, you can see how much further the bumper is back
Yeah.
on that side
Yeah.
too. From
Yeah.
the headlight bezel.
Yeah.
it's good enough.
It's the patina.
Fuck it. Let it rust.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time this rusts through,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
already
exactly.
crashed the truck like 8 times. I can't remember if it's US bodies or something. They make like fiberglass monster truck and off-road bodies.
Right.
They actually make a complete one-piece fiberglass front end for this thing in
Oh,
race
wow.
weight. So
Hmm.
that
That's
might
cool.
be a future thing. It'd have to
Like
be
you
a
said.
lift off though, because like the hood's all one piece.
Just have it flip forward, the whole front end.
Yeah, I did that already.
Yeah.
This one's harder because it goes underneath the
Yeah.
underneath the cab by
It would have to
like a
come
foot.
It would have to come forward a ton, or that whole top piece would have to come with it or something.
That's getting too 80s hot rod for me. The flip front end was cool.
And you'd have
That
to
was
jack the
fun.
back up and put Krager's on it and
Paint my diff pink.
paint your diff. Yeah, paint maybe.
It's definitely going to make a lot of power for its lightweight. You said it weighed like 3,400 pounds, right?
Yeah, 3,460 or 3,480 was originally the spec for this truck with a Windsor and a standard trans. But it's got the Crown Vic front end in it now and all the cast iron I-beam, like twin I-beam bullshits out of there. The 9-inch is actually, that came out of here, is actually heavier than the 8.8 that went in. Aluminum rad, I pulled the rad cradle out and got rid of the inner fenders and just went with mild steel tubing. Just doing basic bench math, it's like the stuff I took out and the stuff I added in, I'm probably going to be about 3,500 pounds.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good for a big full-size truck.
Yeah, should
For a
surprise
twin
people.
7665 turbocharged machine.
And I know how it feels. I try to do work all the time, and then people are at my house bugging me, and I can't do anything.
Yeah, we've distracted Fred enough, I think, so we're going to take off.
Slow progress.
It's hard to get anything done with you guys around here.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys got a good feel for this truck. It's definitely a cool project, and you'll probably see more of it. I know you'll see more of it, unless Fred stays in BC, never comes back.
All possibilities, but I'm sure I'll be driving home with it. to
Yeah.
visit.
I don't know. I hear gas is like $1.50 a liter.
Yeah,
out
no
there.
doubt.
Yeah, it's almost race gas price.
Ours is what, $1.14 right now?
113 today. Yeah.
Yeah, what's a $1.50 in gallons?
Well, times 4 is a good. So $6.
So it's like $6 a gallon. Holy.
That's a rough estimate. But
Yeah,
close enough.
plus, minus the exchange.
All right, guys, so that's been another Garage Invasion. Let us know if you like this by dropping a like. Leave a comment, ask some questions. Maybe Fred will answer them if he has time. But he's probably going to be busy working on this truck, so.
Or maybe.
Follow me on Instagram.
Or
We can probably
Yeah, follow
answer
Fred
some
on
questions.
Instagram at what's your Instagram?
Fast Freddy.
Yeah,
Three
it's,
Fs.
it's popping up here
For-
right
for
now.
Fast
There
Freddy.
you go. It'll be right out here.
Yeah.
Fat Freddy?
I put it over my face right here.
Yeah, I'll put it right there.
And until next time, that's all, guys. Check you later.